It's the last thing you'd expect, but it appears big business has gone far left. Only a few years ago, it would have been reasonable to assume the capitalist class mostly supported Republican politicians and establishment policies. But today, something strange seems to be going on. Actress Gina Carano was fired by Disney from The Mandalorian, seemingly simply for being a run-of-the-mill conservative. British Petroleum announced a pivot from oil to green energy, moving it from 3% of its total spending to a third, a move that analysts called a money pit, causing BP's stock to hit a 25-year low. And investment firms around the nation are bowing to activist pressure to divest from companies that are allegedly insufficiently environmentalist or socially conscious. But it gets even more radical. Coca-Cola recently received widespread backlash after a whistleblower leaked an employee training that told staff that in order to be anti-racist, they needed to try to be less white. And the training itself was hosted and sold by another pillar of corporate America, LinkedIn. Sandia National Laboratories, a subsidiary of Honeywell best known for contracting with the federal government on nuclear weapons technology, similarly hosted a 3-day re-education camp for their white male employees. The program called A Can-Do Attitude, Hard Work, and Striving Toward Success elements of white male culture that are devastating to women and people of color, and asked all the participants to accept their complicity in the white male system and their role in creating oppressions. Under Armour, too, mandated a training for white employees that said being taught to treat everyone the same was a white narrative. And dozens of corporations have given money to the Black Lives Matter Global Network. Not the Black Lives Matter movement generically, mind you, but the Global Network, an organization that's specifically called to dismantle capitalism and whose founders self-identify as trained Marxists. What's going on here? Author and opinion editor at Newsweek, Batya Ungar-Sargon, has argued that corporate identity politics is really the perfect ideology for affluent progressive whites who want nothing to change, but who still want to feel like the heroes of a story about social justice. But there's a more nefarious part to the story. In the late 1960s and early 70s, an activist group called the Detroit Industrial Mission, which conducted some of the first racial awareness trainings for corporations, developed what they called an insider-outsider strategy. The mission believed America was in a pre-revolutionary period, but that a successful mass uprising wouldn't happen without radicalizing people inside and outside the large corporations in America. Outside activist pressure created the need for corporations to bring in groups like the mission, while inside, consciously hiding the full extent of their radicalism to gain access to corporate staff, the mission could educate, radicalize, and persuade inside power figures. But the end goal wasn't helping the corporations. It was creating the conditions for full-scale, potentially violent, societal revolution. Corporations need to understand that what looks like a way to feel socially conscious and escape criticism by the far left isn't what it appears. In fact, corporations are empowering a movement that can only ever be fully satisfied by their total destruction. I'm Klein. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.